You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content this morning, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender, Christianna Schreifels, Vas Tree Real Estate. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron. It's good to be here again.
Glad to have you back with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. You can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebration time. Yes, it is celebration time. We are celebrating a double dip today. Actually, might even go three ways. A menage a day, I guess is how you might, well, I don't know, whatever. I might get myself in trouble. National Hanging Out Day. And while you're hanging out, enjoy a little bit of garlic, as it is National Garlic Day. Our intern, Alec, you're Italian descent, a garlic. You got to have the garlic, right? A little bit of fun there. And to top off the day, to end the day on a very positive note, National Amaretto Day. Yowza! Oh! No, we like amaretto. Oh! Yeah, it might cause a little fun. I'm not going to even go there. A little celebration time. And not oil. Oil's up today. We're watching the markets for you. Oil up. It will be dropping. We're at 41.10 a barrel. Watch out at the ceiling, 41.50. See what happens. I think it's going to fall right down from there. The U.S. 10-year Treasury, that is the leader toward interest rates. That's up a little bit. That's going to be falling as well. Interest rates will be heading south. You got to love politics. Today, a big day in politics. Very big day in politics. New York City. They are voting in New York City today. Be interesting to see what happens in the elections right there in New York City. Are you feeling the burn? Well, if you're not feeling the burn yet, the high likelihood is that you will feel the burn. Now, I know Bernie says that he's going to give everybody everything for free. Translation, Bernie's going to steal all your money and spend it the way he wants to. Just a plain and simple translation.
It is what it is.
Now, Bernie says that he's going to charge the rich, and that's how it's all going to get paid for. Now, let me ask you a very, very simple question. Unbelievable. Here you go. The average middle-class worker was going to lose 8% of their paycheck under the Bernie Sanders plan. Now, you tell me, at $18,870, are you feeling rich? Well, under Bernie, you get to be taxed more. Under $23,430, yep. Under Bernie, your taxes go from $694 to $751. If you're $36,200 under Bernie, your taxes will go up, 8%. $58,900. I still don't feel rich at $58,900, but your taxes will be going up. And at $92,110, Guess what's happening to your taxes? Yep, they are going to go up. We're posting that right now. There's a chart we're going to post right now. Your paycheck will feel the burn. That is, you're going to just start seeing less and less money under Bernie. That's the way his program works. They take all of your money and spend it the way they want to. Now, we've talked about this in the past, how efficient the government is at spending your money. $40 million on tanks that are sitting out in the California desert. $175 million on jets that cannot fly. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to watch shrimp on treadmills. Yeah, that sounds like the way I want to. And then, he's going to give money for free college. And I love listening to this one because I see the young people talking about, I like the idea that Bernie said everybody's going to get free college. Okay, so let me ask you this. If everybody gets free college, number one, does college have any value at all? Think high school. How far is your high school diploma getting you? A lot of people, if you want to get an advanced job, you need an advanced degree. Even now, in many instances, the 4-year degree needs to be supplemented with a master's, a doctorate, some sort of licensing. So think about that concept. What is Bernie going to do? Everybody's going to get free college. Now let's take it the next step. If everybody gets free college, who's going to teach it? Teachers that are working for free. Does that get you a great education? You got to wonder, where is the brains of this operation? I better not say that because
It is what it is.
there are no brains of this operation. The more the government takes over, the less beneficial things get. But hey, we keep voting for the same things. That's why right here in the state of confusion, we are consistently paying more money for gasoline than anybody else in the country. There's only a couple of states, they don't have any population, that pay more money than we do. Think about this. Right now, California is number one. We pay more for gasoline per gallon on average than any state in the union, including Hawaii. Now, I don't know, have you been to Hawaii lately? I don't remember seeing too many oil fields in Hawaii. So the oil goes from the Middle East, comes to the United States, gets refined, shipped to Hawaii, and they're paying 17 cents a gallon less than we are in California. Do you see any logic there? Does that make any sense? But let's just keep on voting the same way. Now, in California, $2.78.2 is our average cost of a gallon of gas. Mississippi, $1.89.3 on average, $2.11, the national average. Think the government's doing a good job for you? Go fill up your gas tank, see what it does. Housing starts. Know about how good the government is doing. Annual rate of housing starts, 1.089 million units in March. The estimate was for 1.17 million. Building permits. They came in at 1.08 million. The estimate was for 1.2 million. So even the future does not look good for new housing. Again, that's going to minimize supply. When we have less supply than we have demand, prices are going to go up. Got some fools out there still saying that we're looking at a housing bubble. Unbelievable. Speaking of prices going up and fools out there, the Unaffordable Care Act. President Obama's signature piece of legislation rammed down the throats of the Republicans by Democrats. Yes, you own it, Senator Feinstein, Senator Boxer, Congresswoman Sanchez, and all of your friends on the left. Guess what? UnitedHealth has announced that they will be exiting. Now, they're the largest provider of Obamacare insurance to the exchanges. They announced that they're going to get out of that business in all but a handful of states. Get out of the business. Now, do you know why they're getting out of the business? Because the program is such a great program. I mean, everybody tells us how good it is, how many people have great health care. I don't know, it's only the liberals that say great health care. Those of us that study this understand it's not health care that anybody gets. The Unaffordable Care Act does not give anybody health care. It gives you insurance. And now the insurance companies are getting out of it. Unbelievable. And speaking of getting out of it, quick story here. Yeah, another one for the politically correct society. Andrew Jackson is going to be taken off the $20 bill. Haven't figured out who's going to go on there. Rosa Parks is one of the people they're looking at. Unbelievable. But Andrew Jackson, he's going to be replaced. He's getting the boot. Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks are the two unofficial leading candidates. We have until 2030. That's how quick the government works. 2030 is the first time the new note will be issued. Unbelievable. Crazy.
You're absolutely useless.
Unreal. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, buying a home 36% less expensive than renting. We will chat about it. The housing bubble that is non-existent, we'll talk about that. Tips for finding the best mortgage lender. How to keep your credit card from becoming useless. All that and more. You can reach us anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, and on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by your household board of directors. Yes, indeed. Text ATP, Area Trusted Professional, to 79564. One of the household board of directors. We'll create one for you. It's all we have to do. You text that number. There's a short survey to complete. No one's going to call you unless you want them to. But we're going to make introductions for you. Maybe you need a real estate professional, lender, banker, CPA, financial planner, car dealer. What else do we have in there? Insurance agent, attorney, yeah, estate planning attorney, probate attorney, divorce attorney, bankruptcy attorney, credit repair. They're all part of the program. Are you? ATP to 79564. Buying a home, 36% less expensive than renting. Nationwide. This is a rent versus buy report from Trulia. They explain that home ownership remains cheaper than renting with a traditional 30-year fixed-rate mortgage in all of the 100 largest metropolitan areas of the United States. Updated numbers actually show that the range is an average of 5% less expensive in Orange County, California, all the way up to 46% less expensive in Houston, Texas. This report came out before the flooding out there. Sorry to hear about that for all of our friends listening in Houston or watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv. Tragedy going on out there in Houston, not a joking matter. 46% less expensive to buy versus rent in Houston. Other interesting findings in the report. Interest rates have remained low, and even though home prices have appreciated around the country, they haven't greatly outpaced rental appreciation. Now, interest rates, low. I've been talking to you about this. 3.62% 30-year fixed rate loan. That's the APOR. 3.62%. Amazing. Some markets tip in favor of renting if home prices increase at a greater rate than rents, and if, as most economists expect, mortgage rates rise due to the strengthening economy. Talking about the future. And I'm not talking about the movie Back to the Future. We're talking about in the future, yes, interest rates will go up. When? I don't know, but they're heading south right now. I'm going to tell you, they're going to go even lower in the next few weeks. That's why I've been telling everybody, get your mortgage applications in, refinancing, restructuring. That way, as they drop, you can take advantage of the market. Bottom line, buying a home makes sense socially and financially. So, socially. Yeah, you don't have to worry about your neighbors. You don't have to worry about doing those home improvements. If you want to get those energy upgrades that Green Eileen told us about last Friday, $6,500 potentially in energy efficient rebates from the state of confusion. Yes, you can do that. If you're renting, you cannot. The bottom line is meet with a real estate professional, because the last thing you want to do is try and navigate this on your own. It's not intelligent to try and navigate real estate on your own. Yes, I have a real estate license. I do have a vested interest as a licensee. I have never, ever used my real estate license for anything buying and selling real estate. I get that to the professionals. That's why I recommend you do it. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I recommend you use a professional. Speaking of which, Christianna Schreifels is in the house, one of those real estate professionals. Vas Tree Real Estate. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what do you think? Are we renting? Are you seeing a lot of people looking for rentals? Are you able to really show them the way that we're better off buying than renting?
I've discouraged a lot of renters from wanting to rent and getting them on the track of getting their finances ready, maybe their credit score up, so that they're mortgage ready. It's just ridiculous, the rents out there. They can't even afford the down payment for the rental.
That's amazing. Ironically enough, I like that term. They can't afford the down payment for the rental. Mm-hmm. Think about it. In that many instances, especially if you've got challenged credit, the down payment for the rental will be more money than the down payment for the purchase.
It's true.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
true.
Veterans, you know that you have a zero down payment.
Right.
And with some of the down payment assistant programs that are out there, you know, it's amazing that you can get into a house, actually with a great real estate professional, you can get into a house with zero down.
It's true.
Right?
Yes, it's true. There's a lot of awesome programs out there right now.
You know, I shared this with you before. We've got some construction going on here. We try and get them to understand that, you know, we're broadcasting here.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
But every once in a while, I hope you're not hearing this background noise too much. We try and filter it out as much as possible. So, are you seeing a lot of demand out there, Christianna? Are there a lot of people out there shopping? I mean, it's a time of year, I think.
For rentals or for
homes? For new
yes.
homes.
Right now, it's starting to pick up because of the spring. People are wanting to leave their normal area sometimes to transition during the summertime so that the kids coming out of school, going back into school, there won't be a break in their education. So yes, I'm starting to see a lot more buyers picking up and wanting to move from where they are to a new place, or just wanting to get out of a rental because they can't afford the rent.
The rents are going up.
It's ridiculous.
Right? I mean, that's, and with the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, if you choose to use a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, your mortgage payment doesn't go up.
No, not at all.
Right? You know for the next 30 years exactly what it's going to be.
Right. Yep.
Right.
There's a lot of people now more wanting to buy than renting, which is encouraging.
So what do you see out there in the marketplace? You know, so frequently people talk about the financial aspect of buying a house, right? Mm-hmm. You know that you're going to have 45 times more wealth by owning a house as opposed to renting a house. But talk about it from more of a social standpoint. The, you know, neighborhoods, work proximity, education. Mm-hmm. What do you see out there in that area?
Honestly, I'm seeing people purchase homes that are, you know, about 50 miles away from where they work, but it's working for them because the rents compared to the gas they're putting in and their mortgage, they can afford the mortgage and the gas as opposed to the rent where they used to live. So I'm seeing that as a trend.
50 miles, so they'll drive in Southern California 50 miles to go to work so they can be a homeowner.
Yes.
That talks about their personal values, because we hear a lot of people are talking nowadays that people don't want to own homes anymore. So that's, if you're willing to drive 50 miles in California.
Yeah, I've seen a maximum of 50 miles. I think people are realizing that it's just more beneficial socially. They feel better about themselves. There's prestige with owning a home, even if it's a low income housing development. It still works for them better. Do
they look at that as being a starter home, or is that their forever home?
Honestly, the starter home is becoming more of a forever home in this market. I've seen the dream homes. It's not as important as it used to be, although these houses are becoming dream homes for these first-time homeowners, and they're not looking to leave, which is interesting. It's different than 10 years ago.
That is, because, well, part of that, I mean, goes to some of the numbers that we're seeing as well from a statistics standpoint. Again, I'm not out there as a real estate professional like you are. The statistics are basically showing that people are keeping their home for 9 years as opposed to 10 years ago, and historically, people have kept their homes for 6 years.
Yeah, there is a longevity now developing in that area. I just find it's because people are... It just seems that life is so busy now. It's so different that you don't have the time to think about moving as you once would. Now it literally is financial. It's financial. It's an economical issue, I believe. So
people are starting, as opposed to chasing the next bigger house, they're really looking for quality of life.
And stability, right.
And stability, okay.
Which I really appreciate in the buyers that I have right now.
That's kind of a nice scenario where we watch them that they're actually realizing, because we look at, we know the statistics. Today's home buyers, home ownership, they look at 60% refer to home ownership as security. Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned that one. 58% family reasons, 58% responsibility, 57% happiness.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Those are the statistics that we're seeing out there. And when we look at, ironically enough, you look at the financial factors, the number one financial factor that comes up, 37% of the time people say buying a home is better than paying rent. 37%. I would think that should be higher than that.
I think, yes, I see a growing trend, but I don't know if it's going to make a dent for the next few years if people realize, oh, gee, I need to stop renting, because it's really age bracket differences.
Right, and you know something, you made a good point that I think a lot of people are missing, and I really want to bring that home as well. The concept of what does it really take to buy a house? Right? There's a lot of people that are out there that have never heard the term that you just used, that the down payment for a rental. We're going to talk about that more when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Down payment for a rental. That's a new coined term. I am writing it down right now. You're going to hear that a lot. I'm going to borrow that.
Sure.
We're going to also talk about tips for finding the best mortgage lender, how to keep your credit card from becoming totally useless. You can reach me anytime. Call the off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But you can catch a replay, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel and the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready to overcome your biggest blocks with money and time? Your solution? Big Profits Now World Summit. The best skills and strategies to double and triple your business profits without doubling or tripling the work. This summit has gathered 24 experts specializing in business growth. It's a free online event that's happening now. Go immediately to claim your free ticket at BigProfitsNowLive.com. Enter your name and email and receive these free video interviews directly to your inbox. Again, that's BigProfitsNowLive.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 0186945.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Word on Wealth segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. You just need to go to the website, CreditSanitizer.com. A couple of different options there. The top left button, from what I remember, is the annual program where they work on your credit report help you for a year. The one in the middle is a multi-program. So it gives you the credit service, it gives you LifeLock, it gives you rent reports, it gives you a lot of different things in there. It tells you which debts to pay off first, your credit report on a regular basis, all these different issues. The question this morning, how to keep your credit card from becoming totally useless. Now, there are times, especially right now as we're getting closer, I guess there's still some groups that are on spring break, not a whole lot. But for the most part, spring break ending, we're starting to get towards summer travel season. You don't want your credit card to become totally useless while you're away. So number one, if you're going away, let the credit card company know that you're going away, business or pleasure, it doesn't matter. Let the credit card company know. That way, if they start seeing a number of charges on your credit card from Hawaii or Florida or wherever, they don't block your card thinking it's been stolen. Just a thought there. Alert issuers before major purchases. You're going to go buy, I've known people that have bought a car on a credit card just because they want the points. But alert issuers of major purchases. That way they too know. If you're used to spending, $10 for your cup of coffee at Starbucks, and now all of a sudden you've got a $3,000 purchase at Best Buy or something like that, might halt your card. Pay your balances on time. I tell you that one on a regular basis. Make sure, just set it up on your bill pay service. Watch your spending. We want to keep your balances below 30% of the limit. 2 ways to do that. Number 1, spend less. Number 2, get a higher limit. Use tech to your advantage. Go online. Get the information from the online services and let them help you with understanding how much your balance is when your payment statement cutoff date. Again, remember, I don't care when the due date is on your credit card statement. What's important to me is what is the statement closing date. Pay the bill right before the statement closing date, and that will help you maximize your credit score. Just a simple little trick of the trade that nobody is sharing with you. Yeah, I'm going to share it with you because you are a listener of Ron Siegel Radio. So before the break, we were chatting with Christianna Schreifels, Vas Tree Real Estate. And Christianna shared a term that I've never heard before. Pretty rare that somebody comes up with something that's new to me, especially when you tell me, Christianna, that it's not really a new term. I must have had my head in the sand somewhere or something here. Down payment on rental. Mm-hmm. Explain that a little bit further. What is a down payment? You think about a down payment on buying a house.
Right. No, a lot of renters, renters lingo. They'll say, I really can't rent because I don't have the down payment, and then you're like, well, it's actually called a security deposit. But when you look at what's required, a simple 2-bedroom, 2-bath can go for $2,500. That is a going rate right now, and you're going to have to come up with about $7,500, $8,000, you might as well put that towards a home. So when they say that, I say, well, down payment is towards a house, but it's becoming very common that they can't afford the down payment. And so I'm trying to direct them towards purchasing, and it's encouraging that people want to purchase now because they can't afford the rent.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens, because I'm trying to find, I had a slide that we had posted here some time ago that really shared the differences on what the cost is for a down payment, a down purchase, I guess I better say purchase down payment, as opposed to what people think it is, and what the credit scores are that are required for the down payment, as opposed to, or for the purchase, as opposed to what people think it is. So do you come across a lot of people that are misinformed? What are they thinking when you talk to them about a down payment for the purchase concept? What are they talking to you about?
They're very misinformed. They are perceiving that they have to come up with a 20% down payment, which is, that's traditional, that's conventional. However, there's so many awesome programs right now for first-time home buyers that they're making it where it's 0.5% down payment of the total cost, or even 0.01% of the cost of a home. And so I gear them towards, well, let's look at some options for you, and then they realize, wow, I have really good credit. Why would I put that money towards a rental when I can actually be, in a few months gaining equity, which is which is ideal. Some people, though, believe it or not, don't want the commitment of a home, and that is really, I see it with the younger generation. They don't really have a value system the way that I traditionally have learned, and it's alarming, but it's true. There's a lot more people more transient with jobs, and they don't want to buy a home. But
so let's think about the concept that you were bringing up there, because I want to dig into that a little bit with 0.5% down payment.
Mm-hmm.
So, being a very, very simple guy as I am, 0.5% on $400,000. Am I mistaken? That's like $2,000?
yes,
$2,000.
yeah,
And
I know it's hard to believe.
yeah, I mean that baffles how somebody would really think about renting when we spoke yesterday that rents are going to go up 9.4% over the next couple of years versus the opportunity of 0.5%. Mm-hmm. And I was actually at a seminar on Tuesday of last week that actually you can get 100% of everything financed. And actually, believe it or not, 100% of everything, including the closing costs.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so now let's think about that one. You mentioned, I don't know any place that's going to finance the down payment on a rental.
Oh, it's
right?
not. It's just not. It's not real.
So then we talk about the down payment of a house. Now, there's a couple of ways of dealing, and we're out there yelling right now.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
People out back, I mean, it's just amazing that they don't realize we're broadcasting here. But here's the issue. Let's think about this concept. There was a program that I was with on Tuesday. California has this program, first-time buyers. So you can actually get a loan, FHA loan, and those are 96.5% loans. Then you can add to that a down payment assistance of 3%, brings you to the 0.5% you were talking about. And then there's another 3% that's available in what they call plus money. And some of these you never pay back. Some are grants that you pay back, some are money that you just never ever pay back, right?
Yep.
You're not going to get the money back on your rental.
Right.
Holy cow, I mean, sorry about the noise behind us, folks. If you're hearing that, it's just kind of crazy. We are yelling at them because they don't realize that we're broadcasting here.
So purchase a home.
Right.
Find an awesome realtor like myself and purchase a home.
Exactly, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. Now, think about this one also, because we do know the idea here of what are people thinking about credit scores. So we've already dispelled the myth of that 20% down payment thought.
Right.
Right? And again, I'm not...
It's old news,
right?
Essentially.
It's old news. It's a lot of what we talk about. This is not your grandparents' program, right? I mean, our grandparents talked about this, the idea of save a lot of money, 20%, go buy a house, live there for 30 years. Well, that's not the way the programs work anymore. 57% of the home buyers in January were first-time home buyers. It's just amazing. Rent are going up. And I think the numbers on credit scores, you can be in the low 600s and get a home.
I know. Actually, I just spoke with a person who has a lender, one of my buyers, and they said the minimum score was a 560.
Yeah, you're paying for it.
Right. Yeah, you are.
Right.
It's on the back end. It's there.
Right. So the idea, I do know programs that are out there with a 500 FICO score. That's true. They are there. But the issue is, I think you mentioned it earlier, Christianna, is the idea of get the game plan going. Mm-hmm. Right? Start early. There's no reason that you have to have a 500 FICO score.
No, there's no reason. You can really clean up your credit within a matter of 3 months.
Right.
If you worked really hard at it. Yes.
Absolutely. Our friends over at Credit Sanitizer, they're helping people every day. In fact, I saw a report yesterday that somebody sent me their report. And by spending not on anything, the service I give is all totally free. But by just putting a few dollars towards strategically paying down some credit card debt, their score is going to go up 40 points in a matter of days.
Wow.
40 points. Strategic. That's the whole idea of doing it strategically. We want to share that information with you. We share it with you all the time. It's not a secret. Call me 800-306-1990. Then go find a new house with Christianna and own the home instead of... Now, here's the thing. I'm going to share this, and then we'll talk more when we come back. The home does not have to be your dream home. Mm-hmm. Compare that first home that you buy. Compare it with the apartment or home that you were going to rent. And if you compare those two, instead of saying, my dream home is, but your dream home is not what you're renting, compare apples and apples. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, tips for finding the best mortgage lender, and more with Christianna Schreifels. We will be back. Reach us anytime. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Or reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Isn't it time you found out the truth about FHA-insured home equity conversion? No, it's not your grandfather's reverse mortgage. This just may be the finest financial planning strategy available for all homeowners of retirement age. Helping protect what you've earned is the job of your board of directors with continued education. Major research has shown that using a HECM will significantly enhance the success rate of a retiree's portfolio and legacy. Please allow us to educate. For your complimentary consultation, call Jay Kaplan at 949-300-3855. That's 949-300-3855.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
Get rid of the old car blues with a 1.48% APR auto loan with no payments for 90 days from California Coast Credit Union. Details at calcoastcu.org. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by VIP Mortgage. When you are ready for that mortgage, when you're ready to get out there and start shopping, before you do that, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with the team at VIP. They will get you approved. Now, here's the big difference. A lot of people get you pre-approved. 25% of the time, fully 25% of the time, the pre-approvals fail. Fail. And the basic reason is that the lender didn't do proper due diligence. They were trying to do it too quickly and didn't do the due diligence properly. So they end up getting to the finish line and they don't finish. They fall down and tumble and stop right before then. That's not what you want. That doesn't do anybody any good. So the concept is getting somebody that does the due diligence up front. It makes the process, right now the process for getting a home loan is actually expanded by about 4 days from where it used to be traditionally. We're at 49 days on average nationwide, according to the largest of the software companies that tracks this stuff, Ellie Mae. 49 days versus 45 days. That's average numbers. Why? Because people aren't doing their due diligence up front, and there's a new law in place that forces that. What do you need to do? Number one, get your credit score in shape. Christianna and I were just chatting about that a minute ago. Get your credit score in shape. Understand that. Compare mortgage programs. Now, when I put you in touch with VIP Mortgage, it's because I've already compared various lenders. I've talked to many of them on a regular basis. I'm probably with, I don't know, every Friday, maybe about 15 lenders, every Friday. How many do you talk to? The guys over at VIP, they're checking the wholesale rates of probably 30 lenders every single day. That's how it works. That's why many people say use referrals. Well, yes, I do the shopping for you. That's the referral that you want to know. They're going to talk to you about programs. Do you want the program that's going to give you a 0.5% down payment? What is that going to cost you? There's no free lunch. Do you want the program that's 3.5% down? There's another one with 3% down. 10%, 20%. Strategies, understanding them. Have a person I consulted that's going to close escrow probably tomorrow on a new home. And in order to get them what they wanted, we paid off their car. Think about that. A lot of people look at it and say, oh, you don't qualify. Well, no, you don't qualify based on where you are now. You got to look at all the different options. That's why I tell you on a regular basis, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with the team at VIP Mortgage. If I find that they're not doing the right job for you, it's very, very simple. I change who I refer you to go to. There's no marriage here. I've been married once, and it has nothing to do with lenders, right? I mean, you find who serves the people. That's the only reason I can refer to myself as a consumer advocate, is because we look out for you. That's who we work for. That's just the way it is. We've been chatting this morning with Christianna Schreifels, Vas Tree Real Estate. And we're talking about the ideas of what it takes to buy a house. Christianna, I made a comment before the break, and I want to get your take on this also. About the people that think they need to, they're out there looking to rent a home or lease a home, and they've got this list of items. They come to you as a real estate professional, and this is what they have to have. And whatever that list might be.
Right.
And you educate them and say, for a smaller down payment, you can own a home. And all of a sudden, the list changes.
Right.
Talk about that a little. I mean,
that's a really good point, actually. So they'll give me a list, and it has, this is what I want in a rental. I want a really big backyard. This was one of my clients recently. I would like a pool. I want a fireplace, an island in the middle, and they're going to pay. Honestly, it was $3,800 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
$3,800 a month.
Right, and it wasn't worth that at all. But when I said, well, what if you could buy a house and I can help you with that? Instead, they had excellent credit. There was no reason why they wouldn't own a home, other than they thought, well, we just got married. We don't know where we want to live. Well, just then purchase a house in the area that you already live in, and at least build your equity, and you have a little nest egg when you leave. if you decide to sell.
Could they afford $3,800 a month?
They actually could. They were gonna stretch it out, but they're both, very amazing people and very talented. But it was a stretch for them. But they wanted that house. When they realized they could buy a house, everything changed. They didn't want the pool. They didn't want a fireplace. A lot of the things changed because they're like, wow, we can now afford a $2,500 mortgage, which got them a lot less house, but it's theirs. And I think that renting, it's almost as if you're going into a store and picking out, a really awesome diamond ring that you can't really afford. But
interesting. So there's a couple of thoughts that come to my mind right there as just a numbers guy.
Okay.
So frequently I hear people that are you try to show them or educate them that $3,800, they don't realize that if they can afford $3,800 as a rental number, that equates to pretty close to $5,400 a month on a purchase.
Right.
Because of the tax advantages and things like that. So, but the other one that you mentioned there that was very fascinating to me is I hear so many people that they're the other way around. They've got a rental, they're renting, it's $3,800, say. But when they want to buy, then all of a sudden they add the pool, they add the upgraded kitchen, they add the fireplace, the fire ring, the jacuzzi, right? All on 1 acre of land in Beverly Hills, right?
Right. Yes.
And they become so, and I use that very, as a stretch because it sounds outrageous, but you hear people that they're going to rent one property, but they want something that's like 5 levels above when they go to buy.
Yeah, I have that too, but this was just a recent
it's one scenario.
And honestly, they weren't really realistic. I felt like I was their mother.
Okay.
And I helped.
And that's normal. I mean, as a real estate professional or any kind of a consultant.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You're a counselor, you're a, yes.
Counselor,
you're
friend,
everything.
Guidance, psychologist.
Yes, doctor. just kidding. No, it's true. And they didn't have a realistic perspective at all. They both lived at home, came from a decent family, and then they're like, oh, we can afford this. But their income was literally going to get dumped right into a rental. And there was nothing really left except, let's go out to eat once in a while. So I just helped them, and they said, well, what could we afford? And when they actually, their father knew a lender, so then they said, well, this is what we can afford. And I went, wow, what a difference. But you know what? They became realistic, and they decided, okay, we'll do that. So it's amazing how people.
So being that we haven't used any names, and we won't.
Yeah, no, we won't.
What was the purchase price of the property?
The purchase price was $289.
$289.
It's really low.
And CoreLogic is projecting for California this year 10.2% appreciation. Now, I don't know whether we're going to get 10.2 or not.
I don't think so. That's a bit high, but I do see they are going to gain equity. They're going to gain a lot more than what they would have gotten had they dumped into somebody else's dream.
Let's see. We've got a conflict here.
Okay.
Right. So we've got $3,800 a month is $3,800 is $45,000 in rent, I believe that works out to.
Okay.
I should pull out a calculator. That way I give you actual.
Yeah, I have to do that too.
Good numbers here. But
it's okay.
45, I was pretty close, $45,600
right.
in rent.
That's a lot of money.
At the end of the year, how much are they going to have to show for that one?
They would have nothing.
They got a stack of receipts, right?
Yes, more than half of their income was going to be rent.
Now, on the other side of the coin, they're going to have, you said what, $2,500 was their payment,
right?
And they're going to get $759,000 cut off of their tax bill.
Right, exactly, yep.
They're going to get, if CoreLogic is right, $28,000 in appreciation. Not bad.
Not at all.
That's money that is theirs, as opposed to their landlords.
Right. That's that was the cleanser for them.
Right?
Why dump into somebody else's dream?
You're making a mortgage payment. You have to live, and here's the idea: you have to pay for housing no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, young married couple, you hope they're going to have their own property, rent or buy. Buy obviously makes more sense, but you have to pay for housing. Yeah. Do you want to pay your mortgage or somebody else's mortgage? So right there in Christiana's example there, off the top of our heads, these young people are $34,000 ahead as opposed to $45,000 wasted. Do I have to say any more other than be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Steve, who's engineering us today. Thanks to Christianna Schreifels for sharing that with us. If you want to meet her, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
XAPA News 700 AM Tikat Batang Umat.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.
Black Friday savings in the spring.